What's up, yo? It is Matt Davis, man. We are back. I know we've taken a long break, but we are back. This is the Players Club. Are we going to consider this a Players Club?
It's a Players Club.
It is, because we're all three of us players.
Definitely.
Yes. So it is the one and only
J. Arnold.
Jarnold. And then we have another special guest, man, Jonathan Epps Davis, family of mine.
Yeah. Excited. on the show.
Was a player. We actually played in junior college together. He played at Abilene Christian and played in the CFL over time for a little bit, going back and forth with Toronto. So he has some really good football knowledge and expertise. But National Signing Day, big time.
Big time.
Man, it is a big day, and I want to hear from both of y'all because two different experiences. So what was National Signing Day like for you?
And, I was just really excited to get it over with, kind of get my name to paper, be ready to get down to A&M, kind of make it official, I guess. I've been committed to A&M since my junior year, so I knew where I was going. It was just a really cool experience, signing up there, all my high school teammates. He had other Jordan Points came down there to A&M.
JP.
My buddy Raekwon Davis was playing linebacker at Baylor. So it was just a really cool experience to kind of just get out in front of the whole school. Be up there on the table. And we didn't have anybody doing the hat ceremony or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
None of the fun stuff. But
Yeah.
we all had a pretty good signing day experience.
Yeah, that's great. I know mine was, I committed early, so I didn't have a real signing day experience either. I have a signing day story after this, though, when we come back to it. But for you, you have a different side of the story. Was overlooked in recruiting in high school, ended up going JUCO. So what was that? What is your perspective on signing day, not really getting to experience that? How did you take it?
I definitely thought I should have had more opportunities. It didn't come, but it just gave me the energy and the motivation to keep going and go harder. And I enjoy taking a role on being the underdog. And I use that mentality just to drive me and get me where I ultimately ended up playing professional football.
Absolutely. And so seeing those different perspectives, and it's great just thinking about that of, like you said, of like the underdog role and then signing to an SEC school, being really, in actuality, Coach Summon's first class because his first whole class.
Yeah, because he didn't get the full time.
Yeah, he only got
you guys
by 2 months maybe that with us. And so what is your advice? Let me be grammatically correct here on this show because we know this is the other 98.
It is. We're grammatically correct here.
Exactly. So professional. You good?
We try to be anyway.
Yeah, you're good. What is your advice for these kids coming into college here soon?
Man, for the first thing I'm going to say is don't take this time off between signing and getting to the school. Because if you come in on that first day, summer workouts, and you haven't been done anything, hey, they're going to get you right, but it's not going to be fun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's not going to be fun. The other thing I would say is just, keep your head on straight. It's a long career ahead of you. You're going to have a lot of people wanting to come along for the ride.
Yeah.
And not everybody is looking out for your best interests.
And not everybody deserves to be.
No.
And
not everybody deserves to. I mean, like, you got to know, it's tough, and it's looking at the worst side of people, but you got to recognize that some of the guys around you aren't trying to help you be the best football player you can be.
Yes.
And the best person. I think that was one of the things for me that I had to realize that I had to get to, and almost that sometimes you have to take the bad guy role in your own life.
Yes.
That's what I said. I said something the other day. I said it's okay to be selfish sometimes.
Yes, and you have to.
And I think this is one of those scenarios where you have to be able to survive at this level.
Because you get to a point to where people feel entitled to your life and to your success. And so for these young guys, there's a lot of people, and there's so many things that are coming. You have trainers, you have and you have these 7-on-7 groups, and
you have reporters.
You have reporters
who want all the inside scoop once you get there.
Yeah, and you have all these things, and they want a piece of your success. And so you had your signing day coming out of junior college of when you got your late offer to go to Abilene Christian. So what was the biggest transition for you in your mindset of going to Abilene?
Just staying focused. I finally got that opportunity I felt like I deserved, and to get that Division I scholarship. And I want to come in and just prove that, hey, even though I got overlooked, but I got an opportunity here now to come in and really show, hey, I come in and compete, and I'm the best man for the job.
Yeah.
That's what my mindset was.
And I'll take a second to go ahead and brag on him for a second. Most people don't even know. So he went to Abilene Christian, but he was one of the few people in Division I that started both ways. He started receiver, he started corner, he started on punt returner and kick returner. And so
all over the field.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I remember I watched
Austin.
I mean, one game I think he played like 167 plays.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And so just having that experience, I want to share a funny National Signing Day story for me. So check this out, and it actually involves Texas. So,
of course.
Absolutely, right? So you might remember this when I said. So actually, when National Signing Day, so remember, I graduated early, right? Graduated early. I was committed to A&M, so I graduated early, and it was only Kenneth Marshall, Boone Typhoon, myself, Otis Jacobs, and Brandon Williams. We got there early. The rest of the signing, they had to wait till February, the real one, back when we won signing day, till February to sign. So keep in mind, Braylon was part of this three-guy crew of me, Braylon, and Trey. We were the guys that were supposed to come as a package. Yeah. And Braylon, a few days before signing day, I get a text from a reporter and says, hey, your boy Braylon's in Oregon. I say, nah, no, he's not. Yeah, no. Braylon is and I call him, and Braylon don't answer. This is on a Thursday. Call him, he don't answer. Yeah. Call him again, he don't answer. I called him up maybe 10, 12 times, texted him. Maybe I don't even know. I called him, I think 3 times over the weekend because I wasn't really tripping. Okay, if he wasn't taking a visit, it is what it is.
Yeah.
National Signing Day was on a Tuesday or Wednesday?
I couldn't remember.
So
that was the year before me.
Okay, so it was on a Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. Anyways, we were really close. And then it comes to the day before signing day, and I still haven't heard from him. And I'm like, okay, something ain't right.
Yeah.
So I'm in class. It was a Wednesday because I remember I had Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Business Management 105 in Wayner.
Yeah.
And
Dr.
so
Welch?
Dr. Welch.
Yeah, that's my guy. Big shout out to Dr. Welch, by the way.
I dropped that class. But
it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, right. But I'm in there, and I'm sitting there and it was like Braylon. I'm looking at my Twitter live feed, and it says Braylon Addison has came to the podium, and he has 3 hats. Texas A&M, Oregon, and Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. We not. This is not what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So I keep refreshing. And it says Thomas Johnson has flipped from Texas and has came to Texas A&M. Yeah. Cool. Next one. Breaking news. Braylon Addison has signed to Oregon over Texas A&M. Bro, when I tell you I flipped. I walked out of class. I was hot. I walked. We used to have the class check of the core members. Yeah. He was like, "Hey, where you going? Move!" Like I
don't want to hear that right now.
Bro, I was
don't
so
want to hear
mad
that right now
because I felt betrayed. I mean, we talked about because it's like, bro, we came here on the strength of feeling like, and I need to get Braylon up here. That's what I need to do.
Yeah.
But I came on the strength of thinking that he was going to be here as well. Yeah. So I start going on a Twitter rant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because then Marcus Johnson, who plays for the Seattle Seahawks now, he was committed to A&M and flipped to go to Texas. So I'm like, man, Texas is so political. Texas sucks. They have a premeditated roster. It's all political. Bro, I'm just bashing Texas, killing them because I'm already pissed from everything else that goes on.
Yeah.
So was he part of that X-Wag group?
Yeah.
Yes,
Brandon was a big part of it.
Yes. Wow. That's what so anyway, so I'm mad because of that situation, but I'm taking that on Texas. And I said everything's political at Texas. Yeah. For instance, Blake Gideon, he should have never played. That dude was trash. So I tweeted that. Bro, when I tell you within 30 minutes, my phone is blowing up. Yeah. ESPN posted on their page.
Gary probably hit you up.
My God, bro, coach. Listen, it was all of it. I started getting my mentions filled up. It had like 100, like thousands of retweets.
Yeah.
Bro, I got death threats from Texas fans.
Not surprising.
They told me that they wish that they hope I die in the next bonfire.
Wow.
Like it was crazy stuff.
That's how they be.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. And that was my National Signing Day story. And I remember when they were doing the live show, I'm walking into the elevator at Bright, and Coach Simmons walking off. And Coach Simmons looks at him, he said, "Don't do that again."
He's like, but he gets it. Like he gets where you're coming from.
Yeah, rookie.
But, I mean,
rookie.
But it goes back to what you kind of said. Like, you have to make the best decision for you at the end of the day.
Yes.
And if Braylon felt like Oregon was the
Hey,
best destination for him, it's hard.
Yes.
With
And I
that-
was that person that
yeah.
he needed to be the bad guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is the ultimate
Perfect moment to be selfish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like because for me, I was so mad because he didn't want to come because I wasn't looking through the lens of what is best for Braylon.
Yeah.
And he goes there and ends up being an Oregon legend.
Yeah. Had a great career there.
Yeah.
But it's tough because like you think about it, and fans want to get upset every time they see a kid decommit, flip to a different school. This may only be 4 years of their life,
Definitely.
but it affects them for the rest of
your
it.
life.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And there is so many factors. And also think about it, bro. Like, how many 18-year-old kids, like, they may sound mature in interviews, but how many 16, 17,
And it's so much
15
pressure
kids?
they got to deal with.
Yeah, and it's like, it's almost not fair for a young kid to be pulled and pushed.
In so many different directions.
Man, by so
and
many
from
people.
close to him,
Yeah.
family members maybe pushing you one way, friends pushing you another way, coaches wanting you to go another way, and you got all these things pulling on you.
Yeah.
And
And
you're
they-
18, you're supposed to deal with that with no problem.
And you have people crawling out of the caves that wasn't a part of any of this process, and then
Yep.
when this time come around, they just want to come and be a part of that,
Yeah.
and they don't have that right. Honestly.
Absolutely.
Nope.
So if you could go back, before we wrap, if you could go back to your time of recruiting, right, before National Signing Day, and give yourself one piece of advice outside of do what's best for you, what would it be?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'd probably go back and just beat myself up just because I feel like you need to ass whip them before you really go to school.
Man, absolutely.
But other than that, other than, just do what's best for you, I would say the biggest thing I would say to myself is just enjoy every moment. Because it's going to go by so much faster than you think it is.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling old,
Yeah.
body all broken down. Just enjoy every moment you have.
So what about, maybe not for the recruiting process, but for young Jonathan, before going into college, what would you tell yourself?
I think the biggest thing I would tell myself is take advantage of the opportunities that you're given, on and off the field, the education process, just the experience of being able to play at a high level like that, and just noticing that you're given an opportunity that many kids wish they had.
Yeah.
And no matter how far you go, just enjoy the moment, enjoy the teammates, and just soak up the moment
Yeah.
and take full advantage of it.
That's great. I think that's one thing that I don't feel like I did.
Yeah.
I felt like I took so much pressure and burden upon myself of trying to build a recruiting class with other people
You didn't stop and enjoy
that
the moment.
that I didn't stop and even think to be like, man, like this is a blessing. Like I sat there and we talked to Chum one day and Chum was like, man, I want to talk about recruiting and da 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 da. And I was like, yeah, and I brought up something about like meeting with Les Miles and he's like, oh, you love me. And like for us, it's kind of like, man, like
That was just part of the process.
it's just part of the process, but not really thinking like, man, like that's really a blessing that 99% of kids don't get to do
You
that.
have those
Yes.
one-on-one meetings with
Yeah.
those coaches that are really larger than life to a lot of fans,
Yeah.
people that are casual observers of the sport, that they would give an arm and a leg for.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had that opportunity, and we didn't really think and sit back and look
Yeah.
at how awesome that really is.
And I think that's what we're all talking about. It's almost just really soaking it in and taking advantage. I think is that the game gets so businessified, if we
Yes.
can make it like that,
Yes.
Yeah.
at such a young age that it's never a. I remember him and I talked about this a while back, and we were talking about when we were trying to pursue the NFL, and he asked me. He said, "So I was talking about football or something like that," and he's like, "What do you want?" Da, da, da. I said something. He was like, "Man, I just want to be free.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I felt when I was in Little League."
Yes.
And it's just, man, it's just a shame that I feel like these kids are so blessed and they're way more talented than we were. It's just that they don't get that opportunity to do that now.
There's so much pressure on them from when they're freshmen to go do interviews with this guy, go
Yeah.
to this camp, go visit this school, and it's like you said, man. It's become such a business,
Yeah.
and it's a terrible thing because these teenagers aren't getting to enjoy what's an incredible process.
And yeah, absolutely. And an experience that just, it's because it's not all the games and everything that you remember at the end of your career.
It's the people you meet along the way. It's
Yes.
the bonds you make with your teammates in the locker room.
Yeah.
It's the the little moments.
Yeah.
It's not the running out on the field every time. That's a great part, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's all the little things, playing foursquare in the locker room.
Yes.
That's the stuff that always sticks with you when you're done with the process, and those
Yeah.
are the little moments that you need to enjoy.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the biggest things about going to junior college. Not having the big facilities and things like that. The one thing I remember is just being in the locker room and having that good time, but also living together in the dorm room because we're not separate in junior college. We're all together living together, and not having the big stipend like you do when you go to Division I school, and knocking on each other's door and asking for noodles and things like that. Just the little stuff. I just enjoy that time.
Yeah.
And I remember, and it's crazy because this last thing, he was actually not my roommate, but
Like
right
a
next to me.
suite
Almost,
mate?
almost. And I used to get mad because he used to just walk in my room because our doors, broke junior college dorm. Doors don't lock. And he just walks in my room. What's up, bro? I'm asleep. Get out. All right, I'm gonna just sit right here till you wake up.
Good time, man.
Man, it is.
You don't want to just sit alone.
Yeah,
You gotta have something to do.
Nah, bro, get out of my room. I'm asleep. but man, that was an amazing. So I will say this before we wrap. Congrats to all these young guys who signed today, man. This is a blessing.
Yeah.
This is take it in, enjoy it. This is not something that every kid gets around the country. I understand it's a business. I understand there's a next step, but take a second to step back, to breathe, and to pray. Just be grateful, however you want to go about it, man. This is an extreme thing. So congratulations to you. The work is just now beginning, but it's a lot that's being accomplished. So congrats to y'all.
Stay on your grind while you're waiting to get to school.
Oh yeah,
You're gonna need it.
Absolutely. Hey, your journey has just begun. Hey, Matt Davis,
Jonathan Epps.
Jay Arnold.
we out, man.